All right. Well, before you get yanked away, why don't you kick us off?
Yeah. So okay, so he said he had these the principles. He talked about cats like, learning a little bit. I can't summarize it very well, but the principles of the chapter was like what I forget what they are. If you guys have the book, it's like make it
Sure.
easy, make it fun, something like that. Those are super. Can you guys still hear me?
Yeah, you're breaking up a little bit.
Hold on. Yeah, Cliff's calling me. Sorry. So, from my personal experience with that, like just for me, starting to implement some of this stuff that I've been doing in my life, I didn't even realize I was doing it. But one of the things, like the walks and the like workout stuff I'm doing, I've been pairing it up with listening to some of these audiobooks, and it makes a lot of the monotony of walking super enjoyable for me. This I do it at the same time while I'm cooking as well. Cooking always seemed like a chore, but now it's like it's a thing that I look forward to as like, oh, I get to delve into the next chapter of this World Economic Forum book or this self-help book and make food and so that whatever that those four things he lists and it goes to the upside and the downside with good and bad habits. That I wanted to almost like print that out. We should have that up on the wall. That's kind of
Yeah, I was
what
actually
triggered.
looking for it
Yeah.
before we got on. So
Yeah.
yeah, I just listened to it this morning too, and I was like, oh yeah, okay, those four things. I need to get those up on the need to get that somewhere because
Is Scotty holding the book right there?
he
I am.
is.
What
So
are
I'm
those
flipping
four
through.
things, Scotty? It's kind of at the end.
I'm remembering what I listened to this morning, right? It was make it noticeable, uh,
Yep.
make it attractive, make it
Yep.
easy, then make it
Yep.
rewarding or
Yeah,
fulfilling.
Yeah.
yeah, the
Yeah.
reward, right?
And it's based on it's the cue, the craving. I forgot what he calls the action, but basically the actual task itself.
See, that's chapter 3.
And then
Oh, are we on chapter three?
are we
Yeah,
not
we're
on
on
chapter three
chapter
this week?
3. I'm pretty
Shit.
sure we're on chapter
Okay.
3.
Well, yeah, that's now that you mentioned it, I think that was the chapter I listened to this morning.
Okay.
That's funny.
So yeah, it is make it obvious is the cue, make it attractive is the craving, response is make it easy, and the reward is make it satisfying.
All right, so let's do one more time slow for Sean. So the first one was
Cue, make it obvious.
okay,
Number 2 is craving,
that's right, crave.
make it attractive.
Yeah,
3 is response, make it easy. And 4 is reward, make it satisfying.
all right.
I got to drop off, guys.
All right. Thank you,
Sorry.
Aaron.
There.
Yep.
All right. Yeah, you're right. That was also, I'm all out of whack today. So,
And I think even last week you said chapter 1, and then I was like thrown off, and I was like, oh, whatever. But it don't matter.
yeah.
We're good.
Yeah,
We're all
so,
on the
yeah.
same page now.
Chapter 3, cue, crave, response, and reward. So, yeah, it was kind of cool because he goes through the, he uses the cat example, right? Of kind of like, this is how habits work.
Yeah.
You just do them probably all day long and you don't really even see them anymore because it just happens, right? And it's a time saving mechanism for your brain, right? And if then that kind of a deal. And, you know, um, establishing a new habit, what do they say? It's like 21 to 30 days of doing something repeatedly before it actually starts to become a habit. But I think that the part that gets lost a lot of the time is this cue, crave, response reward thing, right? It's like, if you're not recognizing a reward in something, the likelihood of you doing it more than 2 or 3 times is probably pretty low.
When even if you do it 21 times, you're not getting that reward, then you're
Yeah.
probably not gonna end up, you're probably not gonna continue with it.
Probably not
You're
gonna
not
have a
seeing
good time.
It's funny, the cat thing, I think in another book we read, I don't remember which one, I don't know if it was the last one or the one before that, but they did the same thing, but with mice.
Mhm.
It was the same kind of deal where they, in order to get what they were looking for, they had to go to hit a certain button or something like that.
Yeah.
And it's true.
Yeah, we're such simple creatures.
Yeah.
Open
really
fridge,
is.
fill mouth.
AI has already figured us out.
Yeah, man. Yeah, and then the idea of trying to figure out how to do it in reverse, I mean, that's kind of a cool concept of like changing the outcome. So you stop doing something that you would normally just be in the habit of doing, right? But yeah, so much of what we do is just auto response to what's
It
going
really
on,
is.
right? And it takes that real cognitive effort to say, nah, you know what, that's not me. That's not how I do things, right? As I think last week it was, oh, I don't smoke. Not I quit smoking. It's the, oh, I'm not a smoker, right? Just like be that person. Just be that person. Don't put a caveat in there that basically creates a connection in your brain that says, oh, actually, you're still a smoker.
Yeah.
You're just having smoked today.
You gotta tell yourself that already that you're not.
Yeah, no, I'm not a smoker. I don't smoke. I don't drink. Then what do you do? What do you think, Jared?
Yeah, it's a little hard to break down this one because it kind of is just what it is. It's good advice, easy to follow. I guess the idea that I was taking away from it is try to break big goals into small goals, right? It's hard to the make it easy and make it rewarding part is kind of critical in this. Like we all know we need to exercise because we need to be healthy, but it's hard to make going to the gym and exercising a habit when the reward for it is kind of
So far away.
not only so far away, but kind of intangible. Like, okay, I'll be healthier, but what does that actually mean? What does that actually feel like? Also, I'm realizing that in that loop, part of my problem with working out personally is that I always just see it as pain.
It's not the pain is not a reward.
Especially when I was in boot camp in the Marine Corps, whenever you do something wrong, the immediate response is
Punishment.
go make you work out because it's the punishment.
So now you feel like anytime you work out, you're getting punished.
I did something wrong. That's a good point. I think, well, I had a workout routine when I was in my late 30s, and it was I'd come home from work, I'd just go straight to putting on my gym shorts, and there was a Gold's Gym, just a short walk from my apartment. So I just go in, I change, and then I just go, right? And I had my little workout playlist, and I just go, I do my cardio, I do whatever I was doing, and then that was it. I did it, right? And then I went home, and then I just
can't
chilled.
think about it. You got to do it.
I just chilled, and then for me, it started out as, well, I want to get healthier, but I don't want to just I didn't want to go crazy, all of a sudden try oh, diet, exercise, do this. So for me, I was like, okay, well, I can start with exercise. So I started with exercise. I didn't really change my eating habits. I was still drinking, but I was working out now, and I still lost weight, was in better shape at that time. And, then my habits changed. And I stopped working out. So, but yeah, that I think the reward for me in that was that I could have the satisfaction of having gone and worked out and then be able to sit down and drink a couple of beers without,
The 12-ounce curls.
without having to be like, oh man, you're such a piece of shit. You didn't do anything today. You just came home and started drinking, right? So, and, but yeah, life's all about habits. Good ones, bad ones.
I think one of the big takeaways for me is how he talks about, and that maybe I'm on the wrong chapter on this, I don't know. But he talks about how when you're setting up those habits, like for me personally, I don't work out very often because I don't have time. I got 2 kids at home. I got, I'm on the road a lot during the day and back and forth and this and that. But that's more just an excuse because as he talks about in the book is that when you set up these habits and all that, eventually they become second nature and you actually get more time out of it
Yeah.
because it becomes like you were saying with yours, you got home, you put on your gym shorts, you put on your shoes, you go on your walk over to Gold's and you do your thing, boom, and before you know it, it's done.
Yeah.
Whereas if it's not a habit, you go home, you sit there and you think about it. Okay, am I gonna do this or not? Okay, let me put on my shorts. Oh, what do I need to do? Get some water first, this and that. Before you know it, you wasted 20 minutes.
Yeah.
But if you have that habit, you save those 20 minutes.
So
And so if you
habits save time.
habits save time in the end, when you get all that taken care of and you figure out those habits and not necessarily just working out, in my life, like for me to have the time to work out, I need to focus on other habits, forming better habits elsewhere so that that time is freed up for me to then be able to go work out.
Yeah. And I didn't realize it probably till, I don't know, maybe somewhat recently, but I'm a location person. So one of the things that I now recognize is like, if I've got work to do, I'm much more efficient if I come here to do the work. Because for me, home is my sanctuary,
Yeah.
right? It's kind of where I get to like unload, right? Like he says, get home, undress, take off the work clothes, put on the at-home clothes, and that's it, right?
Decompress.
I'm done. And so I have a little bit of that same dynamic with working out as I realize like, I'm probably not going to work out if I'm trying to work out at home. It's just not the place I do that.
Yeah.
But there was a time where I did have the habit of getting up and getting out, and like everything, excuses are what they are, right?
Yeah.
So, but starting and then finding the reward. I think what I've got to do is I got to start really looking at the reward that I think I'm getting versus the reward that I want, right? So energy, right?
For sure.
I'm too
that's
tired to work out. I don't have the energy for that. It's like, well, if you work out, you actually end up with more energy. So,
to say.
Yeah, so
But I think it's true. I just started a breathing routine. I don't know if you ever heard of Wim Hof, the Iceman.
no,
So he's climbed like Mount Kilimanjaro in shorts and like crazy things like that. He'll go like ice baths and like go swim under ice to other sides without oxygen, without any wetsuit, nothing like that. He's pretty crazy. Check him out. Anyway, so I started this breathing routine and then a cold shower in the mornings. And since I've been doing that, I do feel like I have more energy throughout the day just because you're putting better, oxygen into you or whatever the case.
mhm.
Seems to work. And hopefully, I'm only been doing it about a week and a half, but building on that routine, hopefully it gives me more energy throughout the day, gets me, through the day not needing that like 20-minute, 30, 40-minute nap.
Yeah.
And then, okay, now I stay up later at night and, then you wake up later in the morning, so it's kind of just resetting all of that.
Yeah.
I feel like it's been working.
Yeah, Aaron does the same kind of, he has his little morning routine with the what's he called, 2x4 breathing.
Yeah.
And it is, man. Once you find the thing that works for you, you just stick with it, right?
Yeah.
And it could be different for everybody, but once you find it, then okay, I can do this every day.
Yeah.
Right. So feel a little better. You're like, yeah, all right, yeah.
And then if you miss a day, you're gonna be like, whoa, what the heck's going on?
Yeah.
That ain't right.
What about you, Masood?
Takeaways. I think the four things. I wrote them down here, and it almost sounds like every single one of them. There has to be some sort of like a deep inherent desire that has to get satisfied through one of these. So I think that was like a big like kind of light bulb that popped open in my head, in my mind, just hearing you guys talk, is that in order for something to become a habit, there has to be like this feedback, like there has to be some sort of like a benefit, a reward, like whether you're satisfying a craving or a satisfaction, or something's complicated and you want to make it easy, or something you're not being recognized, you want to make it noticeable. I think those were the four things. So kind of like thinking, how do I reward myself, both consciously or subconsciously, by doing this activity, and then making it a habit by making it something that is like satisfying on multiple fronts. So I think not just from drilling it into you over and over again like they do in the Marines.
Forced habits.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a big eye opener, because I've always thought about habits being formed only by in one way. Just keep drilling it. If you don't like it, just keep doing it
Do it
over
anyway.
and over and over again.
Do it anyway.
But-
Suffer until it's done.
Yeah. So it doesn't have to be just suffering.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be unpleasant.
Yeah.
In fact, the better, the less unpleasant it is, the more likely it is to stick, right? Got to make sure that reward is in there and it's fulfilling, right? So, well, awesome. Anybody got anything they want to say before we shut her down? No. Good.
I'm good
All
there.
right, so it is chapter 4. Chapter 4 next week. Not chapter 3 or chapter 2 or any of the other sub chapters. Awesome, guys. Thanks for doing this with me.